Okay. Michelle.
Any response to these recent statements by North Korea, and are you surprised at the nature of some of them, that they're coming from a state, even though that state is North Korea?
They're not particularly surprising. We've seen comments from the North Koreans in the past. As it relates to the subject that's received so much attention in the last few weeks, the hack of Sony Pictures Entertainment. The administration spoke pretty clearly at the end of last week by putting in place a new economic sanctions regime against 3 North Korean entities and 10 individuals as part of our proportional response to that specific hacking incident.
And the speculation that's been out there from some analysts that it actually might have come from somewhere else besides North Korea, does the administration see no merit to some of those sort of statements out there?
Well, this is an investigation that's being conducted by the FBI. They've obviously devoted significant resources to this. They have their own area of expertise when it comes to these matters. And they have come to the conclusion, based on the evidence, that North Korea was responsible for this. And I don't see any reason to disagree with the conclusions that they've arrived at. If you have questions about why they've arrived at that conclusion, you can direct it to them.
And the president called this incident an act of cyber vandalism. But we know that there is a review going on as to whether North Korea should be on the list of state sponsors of terror. So does that mean that there's a possibility the president is going to reconsider what he called this hack? Or is that review of North Korea possibly being on the list based on purely other activities by North Korea?
It does not mean that the president is reconsidering the way that he talks about this, but what is prudent is that our national security team is always reviewing the actions, particularly of nations like North Korea, to determine the proper policy response, and in some cases whether or not that includes including them on the state sponsor of terrorism list. Now, I will say that there is a very specific technical definition for how states or why individual countries should be added to that list. And so we will work very carefully to determine whether or not the actions that have been taken by North Korea meet that very specific technical definition.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that North Korea is not on that list, Cuba is, both are under review, that doesn't say a lot about that list.